Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same awesome. Naya, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. Now, seeing white women or white people coming out to say that they are sorry for voting this administration and they did not know that this administration was going to be this bad and all that. And then turn around that you did not regret voting for Trump, but you regret what are you saying? Pick and choose. Because at this point in time, you are very confused. I am going to say this, and this is clear. You all thought it was black people that this administration was going to whoop us badly. But I am grateful that you guys are feeling it too. The farmers, everybody's feeling it, not just one particular person. Because all these years there has been black people going through it, but everybody can feel it. Are we black people feeling? Black people are feeling it, but they are also feeling it. Now, I am telling you people this. The fact that each time you all come out to protest and all that, you guys are like doing like people that their life is going great. You all are not ready. You are now angry enough. When you are angry, when you are tired, when you are sad about how this administration, where this administration is pushing you to, you definitely will act like someone that is not feeling the administration. This administration is up to no good. Their intention is to harm people. And any administration that does not have the intent of doing anything great for people will absolutely get you into a mess. Let's get into this video.
To everyone in Texas that voted the right way and did the right thing November 5th, 2024, if you are suffering right now because of the flood, if you're going through financial loss, I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you, and I pray that you recover from this. To everyone in Texas that didn't vote or voted for this dictatorship that we are now under, you can go fuck yourself. Bitch, learn how to swim. And don't be looking for help, bitch, because you voted away FEMA. So no one gets any assistance right now. Bitch, build a boat. I heard there are plenty trees, plenty logs floating around. Build a boat, bitch.
Hey guys, wanted to drop in a little bit today. First, to give my condolences to the families in Texas who lost their lives in the flooding last night. Particularly, I want to say my prayers go out to the parents of the 15 children who were at Camp Mystic that lost their lives in their flood. And also to the 27 parents of the 27 missing children, missing girls. It was a girls' camp. 15 lost their life, 27 are missing. My prayers, my heart goes out to you for those lives being lost and in question. It was a complete disastrous event that took place. And now the Trump administration has 51 more lives to add to their death toll that they've caused to death by their policies. 51 more lives were just added to that list of the ongoing deaths that have occurred due to Trump's administration policies. And I have yet to see the president himself go to one state. I have yet to see the president himself get on television and reach out to these families and console these families and give his condolences to these families. I have yet. He didn't do it when it happened in Arkansas. He didn't do it when it happened in Missouri. He's not doing it in Texas. Oh, he's got mouthpieces up there talking about, I talked to the president, he's just devastated. Really? President Trump can speak for himself on anything he wants the people to know. But he can't come out and speak for himself on the death of these people that his policies have caused. He can't. He can't come out. He can't get on Truth Social. And while all this was going, he was on Truth Social bragging about the bill being signed. thanking people for the bill being signed. Lives were lost. He didn't even acknowledge it. And y'all are going to accept that too. Y'all have no requirements for this man to even act in any type of presidential manner at all, point blank, period. He's not even expected to show empathy, sympathy, concern, consideration. Nothing. Nothing. And you all are okay with that because it's Donald Trump. Think about that. There's no depth to how low he can stoop that will warrant an outcry from you guys. That will warrant you to stand up and find a backbone and speak out against injustice. To speak out against loss of life. Pro-life party. This man has made a mockery of the lives his decisions have caused. He won't even come out and give the family, the people who voted for him, he won't even come out and give them a little bit of grief in it. He won't give them a coin. He won't even give them acknowledgement. And they've lost loved ones, children's, family. But he sure will pick y'all pockets when it comes time to buy those meme coins and all that MAGA merch. And the perfumes and the watches and yeah. He can talk to y'all then. He can come out on social media then and be on there all day about that crap. But when you lose your loved one, church mouth's quiet. And the only reason he does it is because it is allowed. What abuser is going to stop abusing without any fight from the abused person? Without any standing up? What abuser has it in him to know when to say when and will stop without any type of resistance from the person being abused? What sick abuser you know is just going to say, okay, I've had enough? No, baby, they're going to do it until you're gone. And that's the same thing Trump is going to do to y'all. He is going to continue to take lives. He's going to continue to ruin lives. And now he's even offering up selling lives of the immigrants. Yeah, to the farmers. Oh, he's calling it give the farmers responsibility over them. Meaning he's gonna what? Provide for them while they work. And he even used a term at one time, sort of ownership. Give the farmers ownership. Y'all church mouth's quiet. Y'all ain't got one peep. I don't talk politics. The man y'all just voted in office has just now offered up people that he has arrested who are all not illegal immigrants. And now he's offering them up to farmers to take responsibility for them. Hispanics for Trump. Y'all still saucing? Y'all still jamming? I wonder if y'all gonna have the same spirit the Africans had, the African Americans had when we were on those farms. Will y'all spirituals go up? Will y'all spiritual have hidden meanings and little secrets of rendezvous and escape plans? Or y'all just gonna lay down? Because that's what he is. This is what he is taking you guys to. Y'all gonna have a choice between alligator Alcatraz or being responsible by farmers for free labor. It's a shame. Y'all can beat y'all chests and run up in their boots and push that button, and not one of y'all can stand up and speak out now that your choices have brought in all this demise, all this death. Now you want to go back into what? Private little cocoons? Go on back in there. Because it's one person you cannot, well, it's someone I know you cannot outrun. You cannot hide from. And you will have to stand before him with this on your record. I hope at least you have the decency to pray for the lives of those 15 young girls and the 27 ones that cannot be found. I could not imagine the guilt that would be weighing on my brow if I knew that I did something that played a role in what just happened. I don't think I could be able to look myself in the mirror or sleep at night without seeing those scenes that are flashing across my TV screen. But to each his own, right? I got one question before I leave. Trump supporters, this what y'all call great again? My friend's still asking.
So a couple of days ago, while visiting the new immigration detention center in Florida, reporters took the opportunity to question Donald Trump on this new program that they heard swirling about. The new program would allow migrants who are facing deportation to leave, but they would leave on a sponsorship. Basically, they'd be able to come back so long as they're being sponsored or basically signed up on a ownership of some type to the farmers or hotel company that they worked for. It's a pretty niche program considering it's more in benefit for farmers and for those who are in other hospitality fields. But when questioned about it, Donald Trump admitted and said, yes, we are looking into a program that we are thinking of calling it ownership responsibility or farmer responsibility. In the scenario that Donald Trump described, ICE would be going to these farms, basically striking up a deal with these farmers where their migrants, their illegal migrants who would normally be deported, can sign up to be owned by the farmer or the hotel worker, whatever the business is, and so that they may return. They will not receive citizenship. They will, however, be able to pay taxes, and they would essentially be owned by the farmer. He tries to word it as they're just responsible for these workers, not that they own them. Is this your first time hearing about this? Because you could definitely go and find the clip on YouTube on CBS News. So now Donald Trump not only has the ability to deport those to countries outside of their place of origin, you understand, he's able to ship them anywhere around the world, essentially providing any of those countries with free bodies, free labor, right? Or they can sign up to agree to be owned by the employer that they previously were working for here in America, as long as they want to stay in America. And considering that America was built off of the labor of slaves, the labor provided through slavery, I am not surprised that this administration is taking this route. It's almost as if America cannot thrive without the continued exploitation of people of color. Slavery never ended. Slavery never ended in America. In fact, when this country was finally forced to acknowledge and recognize African Americans, Black Americans as human beings, they started with their mass incarceration of African Americans, of Black Americans, of colored people, with these prisoners providing damn near free labor. We knew this. You and I, we knew this. If you didn't know, now you know. But because slavery was now seen as illegal and unconstitutional here in America, they had to figure out different ways. They had to figure out different loopholes in order to make it work. So it was no longer the blatant and in-your-face kind of slavery that we are accustomed to, historically speaking. It was now the kind of slavery that was swept up under the rug. See, I have now come to the realization or the conclusion that this administration is trying to reintroduce slavery, not the slavery that has been swept up under the rug, but the slavery that has always been blatant and in our faces. They want to bring this back to life. This administration started removing the migrants of this country, removing the migrants here in America, and deporting them to a mega prison in El Salvador, essentially supplying the country and the mega prison with bodies, aka free labor. And to add insult to injury, we were paying for this. You and I's tax-paying dollars were used in order to make that happen. The Supreme Court then grants the same administration the power to allow them to deport future deportees to countries outside of their place of origin, essentially helping expand and spread this reintroduction of slavery. Because what is the need for these people to be deported to places outside of their country of origin where they don't know anybody, but they'll be made to work for that country? And now, while visiting Alligator Alcatraz, which is a new detention center in Florida, right? It's a new migrant immigration detention center. While visiting this new detention center, President Trump admitted to a new program that he calls ownership responsibility or farmer responsibility. The program will allow migrants who are facing deportation to leave the country on a sponsorship so that they may return so long as they agree to work for the farmer or the hotel company that they're being sponsored by, essentially being owned by the farmer or the hotel company. You don't believe me? Watch the clip.
I think you've discussed somehow a program of people leaving on a sponsorship and coming right back. Can you give us a little more detail about that and why, in the view of some hardliners, it's not happening?
And hotel workers and various other people who are working right now. Ron's going to be involved in your So we have a case, a lot of cases where high school uniform. The farmers know that, but it's real farmer responsibility or other responsibility, but they're going to be largely responsible. They know these people. They've worked at the farms for 15 years and all of a sudden. So I have a great, Ron does, Kristen does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing up so they don't have to go. They can be here, they can pay taxes and everything. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. The farmers need them to do the work.
You see how he ended that clip with the farmers need the work and that they will be owned by them, that ICE will be going into these farms, basically, you know, it's nothing different than what they've already been doing. They already know these migrant workers. They already knew them when they were illegal. Now they can come back and they can continue working on these farms so long as they sign up for some type of ownership where they're being owned. So slavery, but blatant again. And I hope that now kills any discussion that we've been having here about, is slavery still here? Does it still exist? It's always existed. It's still here. It's still prevalent in American society. And now it's becoming more blatant in our face. The same type of slavery that we were accustomed to or we thought was hidden away in history books. It's now making a return. I also want to state that MAGA 100% understood and knew that this is what he intended on doing when he took office, which is why they voted him back into office. His slogan on making America great again is basically to go back in the past, which is why ever since he's been inducted in January, everything that he's been doing is basically setting us back.
I will never understand the amount of cruelty that's required to believe that people shouldn't have food, that kids shouldn't have healthcare, people shouldn't have healthcare or housing or clean water. I will never understand the amount of cruelty that somebody has to possess to actively take those things away from somebody when you have the chance to give it to them. And I will never give in to those people. I will never give in to the people who possess that level of cruelty. I won't give up. I won't give in. I might be extremely defeated. I might feel completely hopeless. And I might be terrified of what we're about to see, the impact that this is going to have on communities that I love and people that I love. I will never give in to their cruelty. You have to absolutely refuse to do so, like all the time. In everything you do, you have to refuse to give in. So for me, that looks like never giving up on the belief that everyone should have housing and healthcare and food and all the things that they need. Everybody could have everything that they need. That's not radical, and I won't let anybody convince me that it is, right? And so I'll do everything that I can in every way that I can to make that a reality. And at the same time, you have to let yourself grieve, right? Like, nobody's saying you have to get up and go and do it right this minute. Like, when everybody was dying in my life, I used to say, I have time for my grief, but not my defeat. All that being said, don't ever give in to their cruelty. Take the time that you need, and know that I love you.
You will never know America like a black woman knows America. Nobody will ever understand America like a African American woman understands America. So to see a whole bunch of Haitian men try to get persnickety with African American women who are trying to explain to them how this country works, because for some very weird reason their misogynoir won't allow them to see how she understands this country better than anyone else, needs to end. You will never get far without African American women on your side. You won't. You'll never be successful unless you're a very wealthy, highly resourced, palm-colored man, and that ain't you. So stop arguing with black women and listen to them. Because if we listened to black women, we wouldn't be here in the first place.
I regret my vote for Donald Trump. I regret it because I needed these changes sooner. I needed the prices to go down sooner.
And how did that turn out? Not one fucking tear. Girl, that's why your caption says, I don't actually regret my vote.
So that I didn't drain out my bank accounts and go into crippling credit card debt.
So you voted for a man that bankrupted his business 6 times, owes over $1 million fucking dollars for campaign loans to certain fucking cities and their police departments, dating back to 2016, owes New York $500 million, gave tax cuts to the top 1%, which you're not. How did you think you were going to benefit from him, love?
So that when I had an emergency, I had money set aside. So when my son's glasses break, I could actually get him new ones. I can't do any of that right now.
Who had a policy plan for cheaper healthcare? Not Donald Duck, by the way.
My car broke down, and so I'm in a friend's car just to work.
It's almost like Kamala Harris backed public transit and infrastructure investment. You know, like the stuff that reduces car dependency in America. But, you know, Donald Duck gave tax cuts to the rich, so.
To continue living paycheck to paycheck.
Who supported raising minimum wage? Oh, right. Not Donald Duck.
I knew it was going to be hard. And that it wasn't going to come fast. I just wish that things would work out better.
Okay, so let me translate that for you. I knew people were going to be affected. I just did not think they were going to be my white self. And now that my white self is being affected, now I'm upset. Because how could that happen?
Accountable to the decisions that they make.
And not only do they not, which is just more debt that I can't pay.
So whose tax plan are we under and have been under for the past 4 years? It starts with D, Donald Duck. Not Joseph Biden, by the way.
So no, I guess I really
This is all I got from this video. And sincerely speaking, so far, it's really been a very hard time for everybody. And my heart, I'm sending all my love to all the people in Texas that did not vote for this, but it's been affected by everything going on today by this administration. I am really, really very sad. But I really do hope that you find your strength, because finding your strength is something that you all need at this point in time. This administration, you and I know what this administration is about to start off all over again. The truth with some people is that some people do not listen to black people enough. Some people do not want to hear from black people. But how are you not listening to someone that knows that knows these people better than you do? White woman is saying she voted for this. She is not sorry. She's voted for this administration. She feels sorry, but she did. What are you saying, madam? What are you saying? Pick your struggle. Let me know what you are saying, because at this point in time, I don't know what you're saying. It really sucks that everybody is watching this administration. When I come online, see comments, what I'm saying is, how can we impeach him? But you are not doing anything. You stepped out to protest, and you did not even, you guys were just so looking. Were you sad, or are you not seeing the state of the country? When you guys are ready, you definitely will step out. You won't have to look for black people to be at the forefront. Why there are still, they thought it was going to start with black people, and it started with them whooping their ass back for all of it, including the farmers. Everybody is saying it. Listen, I am not saying it's not affecting us, but first they did not know it will ever get to them, because they believed somewhat that their privilege got them covered, but the privilege was sitting aside and decided to start with them. You all are racist, and if you say this administration is not racist, that you are part of the problem. Now, the thing is that identifying the problem and finding solution to the problem, not just identifying the problem and not being able to fix it. So far, it has not been good. But what am I saying? I am sending strength to everybody. And for people in Texas, stay strong. Bye for now.